from APMH and Associates, myself and Pranav Kapadia, my partner, are today going to help the real estate people with understanding on how the rate change has impacted and how it is going to make difference in your costing, pricing, profitability, etc. There are a lot of questions coming in from various sites about this topic, wherein people are trying to understand when will the exact rate change happen. Can an old project work out new rates for its clients? Will it have any impact on the anti-profiteering because of the change in the rates by the real estate sector? Will there be ITC availability of the past credits that have been accumulated over a period of time in the GST era, where 12% was charged by the developer? All these questions are coming round and round. People also want to take a lot of commercial decisions. There are a lot of people from the buyer's side who want to decide whether they should be, clicking on the buy decision or not now in March, or should they be waiting till April. A lot of these issues and questions are coming from all over in our clientele, and we are here to kind of throw some light on the facts of what has changed, how it has changed, and also try to solve a lot of queries and answer a lot of questions at a go with the help of this webinar. We are sure that the real estate sector owners, controllers of accounts, tax heads, and the finance team would find a lot of value in this webinar. I'll quickly introduce Mr. Kapadia, who is our expert on this topic today. Mr. Pranav Kapadia has been the Honorable President of the GST Practitioners Association of Maharashtra, which is the first of its kind association of GST practitioners across India. Mr. Kapadia is practicing chartered accountant since more than 25 years now, and has been practicing in the field of indirect tax as his niche from more than 10 years now. Be it VAT, be it service tax, be it profession tax, and now GST has been his core subject. Apart from practice in India, he's also done a lot of international assignments in the Saudi Arabia and UAE, and also as of now he's focusing on Bahrain. So with this brief introduction, I am sure you will enjoy and understand the depth of this topic and find your answers in this webinar. Mr. Kapadia, over to you.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Thanks, Mitesh, for giving a brief introduction of this topic as well as my introduction, and welcome to all the participants who have logged into this webinar on impact of concessional rates of GST on real estate sector. We at APMH have been constantly trying to cater to the needs of the people, of the businesses who would like to gather more knowledge on any recent development that is happening. And this is one area where recently lots of changes have happened, and still more are there in the pipeline. Well, if you see the real estate sector, it is one of the largest contributors to the national GDP and provides employment opportunity also to large number of people. There are so many people associated with the real estate sector. If we see that the recent trend, what has happened in the real estate sector, there has been a slowdown. That is what is being reported by various companies across this sector, and various representations have been made by the builder community to the government from time to time, that the rate of GST which has set in from July 2017 on the real estate sector is too high, and maybe if there's a proper reduction in the rate of GST, then maybe there will be more offtake of the inventories which have piled up in the real estate sector, and especially the housing sector. Of course, inventory is also piling up in the commercial units sector also. But if we see the intention of the government, and as our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji says that housing for all by 2022, so it is the intent of the government that there will be a huge impetus to this housing sector, and everybody should be benefited. Not only the sellers, but the home buyers should be getting a proper opportunity to buy their houses at the lowest cost possible. And amidst all these scenarios, what has happened is, in the recent 33rd GST Council meeting, various decisions have been taken by the government, and more so in the 34th GST Council meeting, which was held just yesterday. And the rate reductions have been announced for the real estate sector. If we see the agenda of the presentation today, we'll be going through the existing GST rates on construction services, because entirely whatever this activity is happening, it is demarcated under the construction services. We'll see the existing GST rates, the revised GST rates which are being proposed, the decisions taken in the 33rd as well as the 34th GST Council meetings. Issues with respect to the revised GST rates, because after going through this press notes which have come after these meetings, various issues have cropped up. There are various questions in the minds of the people, that what will happen to the input tax credit, what will happen to TDR, FSI, what will happen to the input tax credit, and that is the biggest issue which everyone is facing. So we'll take up some issues also, and of course after the presentation we will be having a question answer session, wherein you can log in your queries over there, and we will try to answer them across the board over here. Well, just to give a general scenario of what all is covered in construction services, it says that where there is a construction of a complex building, civil structure, or